What's up? Rage578 here, and welcome to a sort of reaction, but also review, first impression, yada yada yada, whatever. Basically, I'm just gonna give my opinions on the new series Like a Dragon Yakuza, and again, this is an opinion, so I know there's gonna be some people who are gonna agree with me, probably gonna be more people who are gonna disagree with me, but you know, I mean, it's the internet. I mean, what are you gonna do? Anyways, so right out of the gate, I'm gonna go ahead and just tell you guys up front that I kind of like this show. I'm not gonna lie. Like, can it be better? Hell yeah, of course it could be better. You know, there's a lot of changes that they make in the show that does not top the video games itself that is actually made off of. But overall, though, the TV show itself, if you come in watching this not expecting it to be one for one, you know, Yakuza 1, or you know, or maybe you come into the show, you're brand new or something like that, and you kind of want to get into the Yakuza series, you might be disappointed because, you know, again, there's a lot of changes to the show. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, after watching the first couple episodes, I have to say there's really no reason you need to watch this show. I mean, if you're gonna get into the Yakuza series, just play the video games. I don't know, like, I know there's a lot of people out there who have like different opinions, like, oh, the games are too long, or there's like a billion games to play and all that stuff. It's understandable, it makes sense, but I mean, seriously, the story is well worth experiencing, and yeah, I mean, and the gameplay is classic, it's fun. There's a lot of goofy bits to it as well. Yakuza 1 and 2 are quite dark games if you just focus on the main story, but that's why there's sub stories and karaoke and just a lot of fun activities to do here and there to kind of break up that dark plot of the story. And this game, and I was about to say this game, but this TV show just focuses on the story and the darkness of Yakuza 1, which, I mean, I kind of saw it coming, to be fair. I mean, this is coming from a guy who grew up watching the Resident Evil movies, like when they were coming out. And I'm not saying that the Resident Evil movies were fantastic or anything, they're just dumb fun. But the one thing that the Resident Evil movies did was made its own story, and then had like characters from the game, you know, here and there, like Wesker, Chris, Leon, you know, all them cool characters, stuff like that we're familiar with, but it's their own story. Whereas this series seems to be more like an alternative version of Yakuza 1. Basically, if you played Yakuza 0, and then you're like, oh, I'm just gonna watch the TV show, and then after that I'll just play Yakuza 2, you know, and all that stuff, you're gonna be super lost, because again, this is more like an alternative version of the Yakuza series. And it's, yeah, I know I'm pretty cheap, just you know, redoing a trailer and stuff like that, forgive me, y'all. Anyways, but yeah, but you're gonna be disappointed, and that's the whole thing. But if you go into the TV show and you're a bit open-minded, and like you can kind of look at this as like an alternative timeline of the Yakuza, you know, I guess lore, then it's actually not that bad of a show. Of course, if you just watched the first 3 episodes and just didn't like it, I could completely understand. Like, it's not the best video game adaptation I've ever seen, but listen, this is far beyond the worst video game adaptation I've ever seen, okay? Now, if you like Japanese crime drama, you know, martial arts shit and all that stuff, like I do, then you're gonna get a kick out of this, okay? And I also have to go ahead and say that the fight scene, they're pretty cool. You know, there's some, you know, some moves here and there, I'm like, oh my god, that's like a heat action, you know, stuff like that. But they're not as over the top as the games are. And me personally, I kind of think that if they went a little less like complete seriously realism and all that stuff, and they do some goofy shit like having Kiryu, you know, chucking bicycles at dudes and stuff like that, then I think that could have been exciting, you know. But so far, the fight scenes, they're all right. I mean, there's some moves that Kiryu does in the TV series that are actually represented in the video game, and it's kind of cool, but it's just okay. I mean, like I said, there hasn't been anything impressive. Of course, I'm expecting them to be, saving all the cool shit for, the end when eventually, well, I don't really want to spoil the story of Yakuza 1, but basically I'm expecting them to save it for the end. So we'll just have to see. But I really want to go ahead and say that the characters, Kiryu and Nishiki, they do their characters justice, okay? I really do like the guy who plays Kiryu. He doesn't look exactly like him, and I'm not expecting it to be easy to find like a 6'3", 6'4" buff Japanese man with really good hair, that knows martial arts and all that stuff to do, the character justice. Honestly, the guys that they got playing Nishiki and Kiryu are pretty well acted. Especially, in this TV show, they kind of go back and forth between 95 and 2005. There's a 10-year time period skip. And I think, especially the guy who plays Nishiki, the shift between the 95 Nishiki and the 2005 Nishiki, I think he does it pretty well. And it really does kind of make you want to keep watching, especially if you're new to the series. How did this guy become that, and I think they do a really good job. And now I haven't gotten to the part where Majima shows up. I'm currently halfway through the second episode, which probably is stupid. I should probably watch the 3 episodes, but my Amazon Prime is kind of fucking up on me and won't let me watch the show. So I'm like, you know what? I'm legit about to do Yakuza Kiwami 1. And it was not planned, by the way. I've always wanted to get to 1, especially after 0, but I wanted to take a break between 0 and 1. So we played a little bit of Dragon Ball, and then Silent Hill came out, so we played that. And now here we are about to play Yakuza 1. And I honestly, again, I just have to say I highly recommend you guys just play Yakuza 1. Especially if you're new to the series and you're just interested, just watch Yakuza 1. Alright? You're not gonna miss too much if you skip 0. Though I would recommend starting with 0 because there's a lot of callbacks to 0 that kind of be like, hey, the pocket circuit guy, all that stuff. And I mean Kiwami 1, by the way. But yeah, I think that's kind of the biggest issue with the TV show, in my personal opinion. There's really no real reason you need to watch this. But still, is it a fun watch? I think so. I actually enjoyed the TV show. I think the characters are really well done, especially the guy who plays Nishiki, which I can't say his name because it's Japanese and I'm really bad with names anyway. And the guy who does Kiryu is also very well done. So, but that's all I got to say, really. Pretty short, I know. I just wanted to get my opinion out there real quick. And hopefully, not be the one guy on the internet that actually likes it, and then there's the mob coming after me. But we'll just have to see how the comments are. But anyways, I'm definitely gonna keep watching this series and just see how it ends. Now, we've seen plenty of TV series like Rings of Power that starts off okay, but then get really trash, as the show keeps going on. So we'll just have to see where this goes. But right now, it's all right. Okay, it's not fantastic, it's not bad, it's just all right. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and end it off there. I hope you guys decide to at least play the Yakuza games. Like I said, I highly recommend them personally. If you're not someone who can really sit down and just have a story slowly burn to you, you need that instant gratification, then sure, watch the TV series. But just don't talk to somebody who played all the Yakuza games after only watching the TV series and expecting to connect with each other. So that's all I got to say. Thank you guys so much for watching, as always, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.